potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven, get a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it. Makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now, don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's 2 curls out of the 1 potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the 2 colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. On my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in 2. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast while they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut them the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut them down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Well, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers when you want to chop up a little nuts for cake. Cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup. Making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here is a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate.
Evening, everyone. How we doing tonight? Gonna be doing Lobster Thermidor tonight, which actually is the first time I've done Lobster Thermidor. I've done lobster before many times, many different ways, usually being the guy sitting there cracking everything for someone else, but nonetheless, lobster night. Let's fix that. But also, there, that should be fixed now. But thank you for that, Bun Buns. Forgot to change that tonight, unfortunately. But tonight we're doing Lobster Thermidor. Also going to be doing coleslaw. Going to be using avocado for the dressing. And going to be doing some drop biscuits. Oh yeah, and we got some Grenache, which was actually a gift. So I'm not really pushing the name or anything. I don't completely unfamiliar with the vineyard. And for all I know, it could be a buddy reason that I got it. Anyways, starting with biscuits. Get those set up and chilling in the fridge so that they're nice and ready to go when we want to throw them in the oven. Start with our flour for our biscuits. Pull out the AP flour here. I'm working off the last of the big batch. I've got another one of the small guy filled up, but okay, good. We're gonna go with grams tonight. It depends. The major thing you're doing with your biscuit dough as far as letting them set is you're making sure that your butter is nice and really cold. Hey Lexi, welcome in. Gonna be doing, let's see. But keeping your butter cold is what's gonna give you your best rise on your biscuits, because even though biscuits are typically got some baking powder or some sort of leavener in there, the butter is really what's creating your flakiness and what is giving you that rise in the oven. And it being cold and boiling, because butter has a decent amount of water in there along with all the fats and everything else, it acts as a leavener. Welcome in, Bun Buns. We're doing, oops, not ounces, grams. 255 grams, or approximately 2 cups. There we go. Get in our baking powder. Almost put that spoon back for some reason. Hey, even now you can find an occasional piece of chaff in with your wheat. Small little piece of... that may be part of the bag or something it was in too. And salt and sugar. Both in small amounts will increase how it tastes. Add flavor. Let's add a little MSG while we're at it too. Sugar. Evening, Suki. For those of you that are playing Stream Raiders, we have a boss level going on tonight. Or rather, a boss level to start the evening. Let's see. I don't think we need you on right now. What else do I want to throw in these guys tonight? Because now we're at that point where if I want to do anything else along that line, as far as flavor, let's do a little green onion. We're going to use the rest of this green onion in the coleslaw later. We can get rid of the scale. clean the filter. Make sure we get all that out while it's on its flour, but good idea to clean it immediately. I don't have much in the way of cheese, otherwise I absolutely would. Cheddar drop biscuits are pretty good, but I think I'm gonna live with just the onion and garlic. Go through this once more because we don't want pretty loops, we just want the green in there. I actually had to throw out that nice Parmesan rind that I had kicking around today because I noticed it was getting a little odd colored. It was just the rind though, I'd used the rest of it. So we'll do that, we'll do a little garlic powder. Granulated garlic, a little granulated onion, or powdered onion. A little hit of cayenne, not because I'm really trying to make them hot, but as I probably a broken record about, cayenne or heat can act a little bit of a palate cleanser along the lines of like a lemon or something like that, or a high acid. Anything else we want to throw in here and make it interesting? I think I'm going to live with that. Salt. We already got salt, but definitely pepper. Yeah, I got some thyme around. We can throw some thyme in there. What is semolina? Semolina is a corn grind. It's a... Is it a corn grind or a wheat grind? Either way, it's commonly used for pastas. It's that... Yeah, it's corn. It's that gold... It's your golden pastas made from semolina. Ooh. No, we don't have time anymore. Eesh. You. That's going in the trash. No, no rosemary. I do have some parsley, but I want to save that for dinner tonight. We'll leave it with that. We'll be fine with this. I mean, the original recipe doesn't have any of this in there. This is all just extra. I added some white pepper, but forgetting his name, but the sort of first big executive chef, not Thomas Keller, but his under top chef, who later went to start Per Se for him, and is since left and has done a couple of restaurants on his own. He's sort of known for his biscuits and how much pepper he puts in them. So I'm going a little heavy with my pepper tonight, because I like pepper. And now we get into our wet ingredients, which we're going to start with yeah, we're doing the butter first according to them. I'm following New York Times recipe this time, because biscuit's one of those things that I haven't been doing too well lately. Hey, Hats. Welcome in. It's actually a relatively simple dish, which has been jazzed up a million and one ways. It's essentially a cheese cream sauce, or bechamel sauce, with the lobster put back into the shells and then toasted with a little of the cheap imitation green can stuff and a little breadcrumb. Very Silly Hats being the creator of said emotes. Yeah, it was even more pricey than I thought it was going to be. It must be a hard time of year to get it. Because, yeah, I spent nearly $20 on 2 dinners here. And that's if I want to have 1 tail per dinner here. I only got 2 tails. Let's see here. Butter first. I said that once already. Yeah, well, I think it's just the time of year, and, well, especially the time of year here on the West Coast. But, I mean, we didn't even have crab this year for the holidays, and typically Dungeness crab comes into season just in time for Christmas. And that's way too large. I need to do this like half this size. That still isn't quite half, but much better. they're getting into issues here with crab right now because the processors aren't selling enough of it. They're still actually apparently selling last year's crab fresh right now because it's been frozen. And the prices that they're offering fishermen are low enough that they're not willing to go out, and they have somewhat of a historical pact that if one doesn't go out, no one goes out, sort of a thing. And they've been sort of ruthless in the past, so people actually follow it. And so because they've determined that what they're paying for crab isn't enough, we don't get crab this year. Mud crab for Christmas. I'm not even familiar with mud crab. Probably a Australian variety. There's supposed to be more of a delay between those two timers there. So that's almost the full amount of butter there. That was a full stick, which is 8 tablespoons. And we need 10. So just a little bit more butter. I'd have to, between trying to convert the money, knowing that they're sold based off weight, it's hard to compare them that way. And turn the music on there. It's on low, so it. And how much milk are we doing? I've got cream in the house, and I'm just gonna water it down a bit to use it as milk. For those just coming in, we're starting with our drop biscuits tonight. That way we can let the dough set and make sure that butter's all nice and cold when we go to throw it in the oven. Work on the coleslaw next and finish up with the lobster. Well, and finishing the dough here. And you want to work that as little as possible. You don't want to develop a ton of gluten in the flour because we want them to rise. These are drop biscuits. They're not layered biscuits. The butter is mostly for flakiness. And so throw some plastic wrap over the top of this and put it back in the fridge for a little while. If I can find a place in the fridge. I still have cheese ball bread pudding. Since we're putting the rest of these in our coleslaw, might as well start chopping them. Get a bowl going for our coleslaw too. Do have a boss level going with our Stream Raiders right now. Can use everyone's help. Hey, Mama Bear. How you doing this evening? Yeah, I was in another channel that was joking about turning Bernie into Elf on a Shelf. Cabbage. Normally I would grab, if I wasn't just doing this for myself, I'd probably grab both green and purple. Purple always gives a nice color contrast to the dish, but considering it's just me, I think I can live off of that. see how we're looking with our stream raiders real quick. Got a couple of ya. Nice. Just in time for the battle. Nice. Not even one death. Victory. Level 30 with the kill. And Bun Buns and Head Mama Bear with the rewards. Congrats. Boss defeated. Oh, we go top level or bottom level? We go for the gold or the blue? Loyalty skin. Gold or skins, guys? Let me know. I think I'm gonna pick gold this round. Yeah, Bun Bun, skate is a type of fish. It's actually a flatfish. It's a great, flatfish tend to be the milder fish because, like, mussels in animals, the more you use them, the more tough they get, the more flavor they get, but the gamier they are. Same thing with fish. The more they move around, the more they do stuff, the more fishy they taste. And so flatfish, great to have mild flavor, and skate is one of those fish that you can. There's 4 big ones that I don't remember the names. Flounder and halibut are 2 of them, and skate. Forgetting that 4th one. Both good. Let's go for gold. I've been doing skin battles lately. You like Frankenfish? I'm gonna put my rogue out there this time. See how we do. 30 minutes. Tilapia is a pretty cheap fish, but it's pretty horrible fish too. It's typically cheaply farm fished. And it's genetically bred to taste like nothing. I mean, it's the chicken of the sea. I mean, the branding of the old day, they tried to make tuna chicken of the sea, but tilapia is truly the chicken of the sea. Sorry to burst your bubble there, Bun Buns. There you go. Another interesting thing, and this is true of a lot of flatfish, but I think both halibut and flounder, when they're born, they're not born as flatfish. They're born as like normal fish, and they, stay up in normal water. But as they grow older, as they turn from like teenager to adult, they actually move one eye to the other side of their body, so that when they lay flat, both eyes are still on top. Hey, Trigger. How you doing this evening? Hey, Miss Lisa Face. How's the Jurassic Park artwork coming? I'm sort of trying to make my life difficult today, apparently. I had like 15 minutes to go before my stream today. I decided to clean the entire surface of my stove. That was fun. Which, I don't think I did too bad. It could still be better, but for 15-minute job, that's not too bad. Yep, me too. Because I think a lot of them are sort of independent of whether you like them or not. They're just funny. Who needs a mandolin? That we did, Miss Lisa Face. We definitely needed something to lighten the load beginning of the year. Maybe I'll just open wine. I think it's time to open this guy. Like I said before, I am completely unfamiliar with this vineyard. Anything about them. The wine was a gift. Looking it up, it's about a $20 wine. It's a Grenache, so maybe a light red, maybe a rosé, somewhere in there. Should be light, should be able to go well with lighter dishes like this. Do not like that look. Could be just sediment. You know what? I almost want to throw this out. Let's look at that. Focus. I mean, it's got depth to it. It could just be... There can be solidification, there can be sediment, but that's... Usually that's on the bottom. I don't know about that one. Because you can also have moldy cork, too. And this is a real cork, by the way. That's sort of... Oh, is it a layered cork, maybe? I can't quite tell. Let's see what this looks like, smells like. We'll give this a little bit of a shot here, but... Yeah, there's like even stuff on the sides of the bottle. It is crystallization though. It's not feeling it with my finger here. It's something that's crystallized, which to me thinks might be okay. Like, it's like crispy, crunchy. Focus. Anyways. Imagine if I had a camera there that actually could work like a camera. Well, quick Google says they're fine for me. I knew there was crystallization and stuff like that, and it just looked like an ugly cork to me, but maybe we're okay. Oh, you never should fill a wine glass to the brim. Wine glasses are not designed to be... I overfilled this, by the way, even still. But they're not designed to be that way. They're, especially nowadays when you're getting into multiple different shapes and stuff like that, a lot of it's designed for the aromatics. So when you smell in there the different contours, the different design of the glass, the different shape of it is going to accentuate different parts of different wines. And so actually I put that more ruby red. That is a red, but it's certainly not the darkest red that I've had on this stream. Let's give it a shot. Ugh. Acidic? That's about it. There's some wood there. There's yeah, let's see what we got for white pepper, ripe raspberry, and plum. On the palate. Oh, that's the aromas. See if I get any of those with that. I don't think I got any of this. But yeah, I usually do this for you guys, so you can do that. Throw it behind a piece of white paper towel rather than this golden top there. And then, yeah, I gotta lay it down basically flat in order to make it look somewhat realistic to you guys. It's still a little bit clearer in person. I don't know, this needs some age, I think. I'm getting some, like, young alcohol flavors like I would get off of a mead. But yeah, I'm not getting white pepper, I'm not getting raspberry, I'm not getting plum on the aromas. Yeah, and the only thing I'm getting on their flavor notes is tannins. It's got tannins, it's acidic, it's got a little bit of a light oak. But otherwise it's pretty neutral. There's not a whole lot there. I think that's a wine that needs to age a bit more, at the very least, which is a rare thing. Yeah, because it's got some of those same notes to it that a young mead does, where it's very faint, but once you know it and you're looking for it, it's obvious. It's this almost like gasoline like smell or flavor to it. But I do think this is a pretty good wine. I think this is probably a 20-bucker. I mean, I'm talking about it I'm comparing it basically to my 10-buck wines, but it's a decent wine. Let's go back to chopping. Let's wash these. Not gonna skin them. Very Silly Hats made a majority of them. I've made a couple of my own. Very Silly Hats made the pixel versions, pixel ones, the chef, the Swedish chef, the what's the other one that he made for me? He made the Yum emote for me, which I don't have in my emotes right now. And the Golden Donut. All the badges he did, the donuts in the tip cup, those are all his work. The High, the 2020, and the MSG are my work. I'm going to redo that MSG without the white background. And 2020 is going to be gone by the end of the month here. What did I use? I have both. I made those in GIMP, which is free. I wouldn't recommend that to someone looking for a new program. I also have AE Sprite, or a Sprite. I don't know the proper term, how to pronounce that properly. But I use GIMP because I'm used to old school Photoshop, and GIMP is sort of designed around old school Photoshop. If you're learning programs and art and you're looking for a new art program, that's not the way you want to go. I'm using it because it's what I'm used to from old days, and I don't have to relearn a new program. No, Trigger. But it certainly doesn't have all the features of most other programs these days. It's very cumbersome to create animations. I created the animation for the alerts, the banner, all the art up there was all done in GIMP. And the banner that scrolls over and says new follower or subs or all that. That was a couple hours work in GIMP, mostly because you have to build every frame by hand. It's certainly not a bannable word. If you're just looking to make a emote, I'd probably go with the Sprite, even though it costs you some bucks. I mean, if you're planning to do more stuff in the future, the cost of the program is relatively cheap. And it's a one-time pay type deal. But like I said, I'm not an artist. I haven't tried a bunch of programs to compare them. I haven't been paying attention to scrambles. There been any hard ones out there? Any of you guys have questions on? We had a couple of good words earlier that people weren't familiar with. That one I hope you guys know. Thank you for that sub, Trigger. Welcome back. Nice and thin. Nice and see-through almost. If it wasn't a white onion. Channeling that Goodfellas energy here. And sweat's not dropping in my eyes. Wow. That's not the onion either. It's salty sweat getting in my eyes and irritating my eyes. Not the onion. Now it might be the onion. It bothers my eyes a lot more than it used to. I used to wear contacts, and I got LASIK a couple of years ago. And now that I'm not wearing contacts all the time, it bothers me a bit more. Contacts worked out sort of well in that they sort of, well, they're getting better these days, but the thing about contacts is they sort of cut off your, the amount of air to your eyes. And this is why they always made you take them out when you're going to sleep, that sort of a thing. Because they didn't want you to wear them 24 hours. They wanted to allow your eyes to recover. But, yeah. It sort of helped with the onions. Gonna have to wash my board and my knife after this. These are all dirty. Oh, dirty! Nice, Lexi. Bottle. Let's do our battle. How interesting. My rogue skipped the power-up thing and went after the battle first. Victory! Umbra with the kills. Welcome in. And Lexi with the assists. Lexi and Head Mama Bear with the scrolls and gold. Ooh, scrolls and gold for me. Oh, we do that level up while we're here. Check out the store quick sec. See what those scrolls are today. Quests. 3 healers. 20 campaign battles. Still working on those. Next map. Let's go rogue again. Can put rogues up in the corners there, guys. Rogues are great units for up here and up here. You want to put you already got Head Mama Bear with her rogue there. They'll take on that guy probably. The name of the game on this map is mostly destroying these houses and then mopping up the last few mobs afterward. If you wait too long to get at the houses back here, which the rogues go for first, they won't spawn enough mobs. Or NPCs, or whatever term you use for AI enemies. Alright, back to cutting. And cleaning. You're fine. since the knife and the board have dirt from cutting those radishes, we're going to clean both of those now. Oops, stay still, board. And I should have done that before. Oh well. Salt. Because part of the flavor to our coleslaw is that juice that they let off themselves, the veggies. I'm going to add some pepper. I'm glad my watch thinks that grinding pepper means I'm staying active. I went and forgot those radishes again. Over here trying to dry them off. No PG&E, not tonight. No drop frames, that's good. I don't know if you guys saw that little light flicker. Unfortunately, seems like I'm more likely to lose power here than internet. Though I lose both occasionally. Years? Why not? They're tasty. one of those veggies that I'm growing more fond of as I get older. Read an article a couple of weeks ago that said that wine is greater appreciated by people of older age because our saliva literally changes as we age. And it makes us much more acceptable to flavors that may have been unwieldy when you're younger. Or perhaps too complex. And I think a lot of these cabbages and radishes and things in that same party are probably in that same category. Yeah, I need to channel some of your garden energy there, Mama Bear. These guys are unfortunately looking maybe it's just because I'm cutting them thin, but they're looking a little waterlogged to me. Not that your typical breakfast turnips are all that. Usually just a little bit of spice to them, but yeah, park cook. Thinking I need to bring back the fan to the kitchen. Got rid of my fan that used to blow towards me here when I rearranged things here at the beginning of the year. I think we'll go back to that, I think. Oh yeah, you can't do it overnight. Well, I can now, but they gotta approve you. I have that 2020 emote, and they still approve me for instant emote upload. I mean, the reason I figure it got through is because it's 2020. Who are you really offending by, criticizing 2020? Yeah, there's many people with ones that are Seven's got some worse ones than that now, I think. Bowls with radish, cucumber, shredded sweet potato, pickled onions, cranberries, pistachios. Really thin on the sweet potato, but otherwise that sounds pretty good. Now, you can skip the dino kale. I'd rather skip the... Yeah. Yeah, Minnesota Taz was just showing off his butt emote on Twitch earlier. If you guys are familiar with him, he's in the Food and Team Bone-In group. For any of those that weren't here on Friday, I did update my slideshow of past dishes up in the top corner, so all the old past dishes are still there. Well, the vast majority of them. But there's a whole bunch of new ones in there, too. Lemon thyme vinaigrette, honey ginger orange, peanut. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Sort of slowing things down tonight. If you guys notice, I did quite a dinner here on Friday, and I did it in 2 hours, and I was like, wow, that was sort of quick. So I'm taking my time tonight. There we go. So that's hanging out and getting happy. Don't know that I'm digging this song. Let's go back to normal chill. I was trying a different channel tonight. Apple in the coleslaw? Why not? Oh, it's not gonna go. It's gonna turn. So let's work on dressing instead. Apple would be good, but I don't want it to. It's gonna oxidize, and so it won't look as pretty. I don't know why I'm thin slicing this. I'm putting it in this vinaigrette, or in the dressing. Guess I'm just trying to be cutesy. Cutesy. This is a great avocado as far as the way it's feeling. It feels like it's perfect timing. Yeah, the last couple avocados I've had have not been winners. This one's, I didn't cut this one crosswise. Yeah, that's looking good on the other side too. Nice. Not attacked by flies. Let's see, I've had fly larvae. I've had codworms. Anyone else remember anything else disgusting that wasn't crickets that I've had on stream? We're gonna douse this in a bit of olive oil. Bit of salt. Give you guys a mute while this is grinding. Welcome, Raiders! How's everyone doing this evening? I'm Jason. We're doing a little Lobster Thermidor for the National Lobster Thermidor Day. I don't know why today is National Thermidor Day, but it is. And just getting going with our sides here. We're doing the starts to my... Sorry. Two things at once. Hard. Doing my dressing here for the coleslaw that I've been mixing up. Haven't quite even started into the lobster yet tonight. Also got some drop biscuits going, made that dough up, and that's chilling in the fridge ready to go. How was your stream tonight, Ryan? How? What were we doing tonight? What were we playing? Were we cooking? We got some salt in here, so I'm stirring this. It's just gonna help it lose a little bit of that moisture, create that little bit of that more like nature sauce in the bottom. But here we got olive oil, avocado, and canola. And that's gonna be the start to our vinaigrette here. But this needs another spin here. I just wanted to say hello to everyone here. But I need to mute this again and give this another spin in the blender. Okay, we're gonna live with that. It's gonna need to be strained. We're gonna push it through and make sure all that, or you want to bother with a food mill, you got a dishwasher and you want to clean all that stuff, food mill would be probably good. Mini pizzas in 12-hour. Wow, you've been streaming a while. Well, welcome in. Welcome everyone. I stream here 3 nights a week on Twitch. Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, right up there, 4:30 Pacific time. I live in Sonoma County, California, so we do a bit of wine drinking here and then, and welcome in. Also got our Wednesdays I do ingredient challenges. We're working on our Discord challenge right now. We got ramen versus pickled ginger going on.